Hi, y'all. So this is my first time going live in a long time, and I'm going live in order to read some poetry. Um, so the poetry that I'm going to read for you while I'm live is from my book, The Words of My Soul. It is available on Amazon, and we're just going to randomly pick some poems, and I'm going to read to you. And for those of you who join us, welcome. You've been here before, welcome back, all that good stuff. I wanted to use this as an opportunity for people to kind of just get to know what I do and what I love doing, and that's writing. Writing is my passion. I do it wholeheartedly. I invest all of my energy into it, and I'm super excited. So, all right, so the first poem I'm going to read, let's see. Let me start with the beginning of the book. Let's do that. So the introduction is the naked truth. Two people can be fully clothed and hold each other without a single adjustment in their clothing. And although it is preferred that both people should be naked in order to make love, it is possible for one to be naked while the other is still fully clothed. However, nothing can start and nothing can finish without an adjustment to an article of clothing. People remove their clothes by choice. You can't force them to take off their shoes if they are not willing to do so. You can ask them to be removed before entering their home, and they can either oblige or decline your request. You can invite them in from the cold and ask for their coat several times, and they can decline and tell you they are still cold or they are fine. They are comfortable with their coat on. If you just wait patiently, serve them tea, give them great conversation, make them laugh and feel comfortable, you will find that in their own time, at their own pace, they will remove the coat. I am comfortable being naked, and although it may be a cold day, or the sun may burn my skin, it is my choice to be content in my own skin, revealed to whomever I want to see it. I made a choice to show you my skin, and to the world you may be fully clothed, but I've seen the adjustments you've made at your own pace. You can keep your coat on until you feel comfortable, and trust I will not force you to remove it. That is your choice. However, when you are ready, I'll hang it up for you. The moral to the story is this. Some of us have walls, some of us have bridges, and some of us have a street with signs leading straight to our hearts. However, the choice to make the adjustments to remove the walls, bridges, and street signs to our hearts are our own. Walls keep everything out, but they also prevent things from getting in. Choose your walls wisely, and remember, you are the builder and the breaker. The choice to do one or the other is completely up to you. Comments from the author. I don't presume to know all the answers. I can only speak from my personal experiences. I can tell you that one of the things I have mastered throughout my life is patience. It takes patience to love, to find love, and to keep love. When you do find it, it definitely is worth the wait. We are not all made the same, and therefore we cannot be treated the same. What happened with someone in your past does not have to be the determining factor of what happens in your future. Allow people the opportunity to feel comfortable enough to take off their coat. Maybe they don't drink tea, but did you try offering coffee as an alternative before you just gave up? Think of how many opportunities have been missed simply because there was not enough patience present to give people the opportunity to warm up and want to take off their coats. Now that's the naked truth. Chapter 1. Well, hold on. Let me read another chapter. Let's see. Let me read, chapter 3. How do I know? How do I know it's real? These feelings that I feel. These emotions that run so deep, depriving me of my sleep. How do I know it's not an attraction, simply a chain reaction, an infatuation, imagination that remains from physical satisfaction? How do I know that it's different, reality or something invented? What have you done to secure my trust? Why am I so dedicated to us? You look at me like I genuinely matter, not like an object or something to shatter, not like a thing you toss in the trash, not like a punching bag when you're mad. You hold me like I am a prize, always sincerity in your eyes. You ask about my day, make me feel missed when I'm away. You accept me for who I am. You don't pretend to be my friend. You keep a smile upon my face. You give my child a warm embrace. You appreciate what I do. You don't treat me like I owe you. You are my blessing from up above, created by God for me to love. Comments from the author. I was actually crying when I wrote these words. I realized the importance of being around someone based on the conscious choice he or she made. That person is not judging you. You can put on anything you have in your closet, and that person will still look at you with adornment. I was winning when I met him. He brought sunshine to my life, and then love flowed through me. Imagine being in a relationship with someone that finds it offensive for his girlfriend to look up when another man is talking to him, or finds it offensive for a woman to wear anything other than baggy sweatpants and sweatshirts that were 3 sizes too big, or finds it to be disrespectful to wear anything pink, which happens to be my favorite color in addition to purple. Imagine holding the most important treasure in your arms, walking away from someone that betrayed your trust, and you feel a push come from behind that causes you to drop your treasure and you both fall to the floor. Imagine being the only person in a relationship working day in and day out to come home and find your partner has betrayed you in ways you can no longer speak about. I met him during a time when I was angry. I was angry at life, at love, at men, and I just wanted to have fun again. I wanted to wear clothes that actually fit me as I was 50 pounds lighter. I wanted to be free from judgment and disrespect. I wanted to be free from the expectations that had been placed upon me by others. When I met him, laughed with him, and danced with him, I felt alive and free for the first time. I smiled so much, and I haven't stopped smiling since that night. That is how I knew I loved him. That is how I knew that I had never experienced what love felt like until him. He was complex, but loving him was easy. It felt like we were two wild and free horses running together infinitely, and it still feels that way. We all have these instincts within us telling us when things are wrong and when they are right. It's not too often that we want to listen when we are told not to pass go or not to collect $200. But ultimately, we know the right decisions to make even when we don't want to make it. I did not listen to my instincts before I met him, but I was ready to listen now. Falling in love with him was the right choice. So I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'm going to talk about those two poems because um, if you notice in those two poems that I read from my book, you can tell that I've been hurt before. You could tell that I ran across, men who mistreated me. I ran across a lot of bad things. And I want to bring to the surface that those things were only able to happen because I allowed them to happen. And I also want to bring to the surface that even though there were men that hurt me, all men did not or were not this way. And I noticed that during the time when I was in these relationships where I allowed people to hurt me, I was on a low vibration, very low vibration. I was insecure. I was, doubting myself. I was living in, just, I just wasn't confident. I just wasn't secure. You know what I mean? I questioned my abilities. I just allowed myself to be treated the way that I was treated. So it's not that I blame or can blame anyone for doing anything that I didn't allow to be done. And I think it's very important as women, especially because a lot of us are emotional. A lot of us operate in emotion. I happen to operate in using logic and emotion um, in quite a balanced way, but I learned that over time. That is something that I actively practice doing because I realized that in any situation, you can't just go based off emotion. And for me, in my experience, when having the communication with a man, it's more for me. It has been more receptive when I can be logical in my conversation with a man. And even though I have been hurt, I remained open. I remained open for love. And the first part of that was me loving myself. The first part of that was me accepting the fact that, okay, you are doubting yourself, you are not giving yourself grace, you are placing yourself in these low vibrational environments, you are instinctively knowing that you shouldn't be dealing with these situations, but you're allowing these situations to be repetitive, and you have no one to blame but yourself because you're allowing it to happen. So what I started to do and what I've been doing a lot of my life is I started journaling. I started writing down what I was feeling, why was I feeling this way, who was around me, what type of environment was I in. And in doing so, I was able to go back into my writings and self-reflect. I was able to go back and pinpoint, you know what? I see. I see why you were on a low vibration. Look at this energy that you have yourself around. And I noticed that when I started going from within in order to exude out, things started changing. Opportunities started to come. My vibration started to increase. And the people that I had around me, I no longer wanted those people to be around me because they weren't aligned. It was very noticeable. You know what I mean? When I had people around me that were not matching my energy. What's up, Derek? Peace, love, prosperity, health, and wealth to you. Thanks for the positive energy. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Um, I just kind of wanted to, I felt like sharing, and I wanted to share some poetry. There have been a lot of comments on my channel as if I only have like one video. And apparently, YouTube is circulating this one particular video, a video where I brought to the surface an influencer. And let me just say this, I'm not even going to give the influencer any more clout on my channel. I'm not going to mention the name at all. I have no desire to. But I will say that when I created the video that seems to be circulating and getting popular, right, on YouTube, when I created that video, I should have asked a question. The question I should have asked was, how can we as women, or how can we as people express the pain that we've gone through without inflicting more pain through generalizing men or generalizing women? Because I see a lot of people go through things, and that's the first thing that I hear. I'll hear something like all men are dogs, or all women are gold diggers, or something to that effect. And in this video that I'm referring to, I made a claim that that's just not a fair statement. But instead of me just making my claim, or asking the question, or presenting it in order for us to have like a common ground to discuss why that is not a good positive way of trying to resolve a situation. That is more so of a secluded thing, because all men are not dogs and all women are not gold diggers. Although I do recognize that there is some bad energy out there coming from both men or women. Anybody could be guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? That bad energy. And but I want to just, for whoever sees this video and knows what video I'm referring to, I do want to say that I take accountability that that was not the best way to present my point. And I think it's very important when you choose to be on a platform and you choose to, influence people. I think it's very important to take accountability when you have done something that could be offensive. I think it's very important for you to self-reflect and recognize, like, okay, I'm getting a lot of bad comments. Perhaps I could have approached this differently. I think that's very important. I think it's also important to recognize that when you put yourself on a platform, and I'll speak for me, when I put myself on this platform, even though I know um, it's my intent is love and light, I have to accept that there's not always love and light out here. You know what I mean? It's not always rainbows. You feel me? And I have to accept the good along with the bad. So I had to kind of like take a step back and think about that. Like, okay, there is, for a long time in my life, I allowed my voice to be stifled. I allowed my creativity to be stifled. I just allowed these things to deter me from my path. My assignment is to use my words to spread love, to spread light, to put back positivity in our world that really seems broken to me. Like, our world is like on life support. You feel me? And that is my job. That is my assignment. And I know that there will be people that will have a difference of opinion. However, I do feel that we're here to learn different perspectives. I do feel that we're here to not just be in our own head, but to understand that there are other human beings out here that have a point of view, but to be able to discuss it in a way that is respectful. I have yet to go to someone's page that I disagree with and just attack the person in a way where I'm calling them names. I'm just like, you're this, you're that. I will say that I can understand how supporters of this particular influencer, I can understand how a supporter um, would just hear me go against that, would just hear a difference of opinion and immediately go in because you support. However, let's just think about this. Um, there's more than one perspective. There, there are some sensitive topics. Like, people talking about their pain, it's a sensitive topic. I get that. I've been there. So I know this. I know pain. I know pain. However, I do know that not everyone is guilty. Not every man is bad because there were men who hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every man is bad. I know this because I have a very, 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 very good king. Very good king. Good to me. There may be people who have had different experiences with my king. There may be people there, just like there are men I've had different experiences with, and maybe they met someone else and then they were a good person. You know what I'm saying? Because people can make mistakes. People can be self involved. People can be blind to what's around them, or maybe they're not compatible with the person that they chose to be with. Maybe they haven't ask the questions that should be asked before you decide whether or not you want to be in a relationship with that person. You know what I'm saying? That could have been the case. There's so many different instances that can come from a man mishandling a woman or a woman mishandling a man. And I just want us to practice being open to the possibility that there are different perspectives and not everybody is bad. Not everybody is the same. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody has those negative traits and behaviors. And we all have the ability to want love and light. We all have the ability to exude love and light. We all have that capability. Some of us, choose this side and some of us choose that side. You know what I mean? So we can't we can't hold everybody accountable without first like looking at our choices. Like I can't say that all men are this because I was hurt by men, right? Without going internally and saying, well, why did I choose these men? You know what I mean? What was going on with me that I allowed a man to continuously do the same thing over and over? At some point, like, when do we take accountability? We have to take accountability. That's all I'm saying, and that's really all I was saying in the video. And in this particular video, I made the statement, and then someone was saying, "Well, no, it's not negative." And I'm like, "No, the tone. I'm my gift that I was given, spirit. What God gave me, what spirit has graced me with, is my tonality and my delivery and my ability to use words, my ability to deliver words in order to inspire, to entertain, to lift people up. That is my gift. So I recognize when something is coming from a place of pain. I recognize when something is coming from a negative place. I can feel the energy right away. And what I did was I said, all right, you know what? Let's use a resource to support what I'm saying. And I went to ChatGPT, right? So I went to ChatGPT, and for those of you who saw the video or didn't see the video or like, what are you talking about? You're just gonna have to go to my feed. It's a video that I made where I asked ChatGPT. I went and did a summary for the video through ChatGPT, and I was like, what do you detect? What type of tone? Like, what do you detect from this influencer? Right? I don't remember the exact prompt, but it basically supported what I was saying. And my only point is, all men are not bad. All women are not bad. There are some bad people out there. There are some bad things going on in our world as a whole. However, I want us to work in solutions. Like, I would love for us to go back and forth with trying to figure out solutions and express our pain and what we've been through so that we can come up with ways to heal. So we can come up with words to say that are not adding to more pain. You know what I mean? Because you can't fight like anger with anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't you can't fight anger with anger. You can't fight pain with more pain. You can't fight fire with more fire. Like, that's not gonna work. Something has to be different. And my solution is love. So just put love out there. If you go through my comments, there are people in that particular video, like the comments are just like, all right. But I know that it's a cross I have to bear. There's no good without bad. You can't have one without the other. And all of my comments aren't always going to be like, Destiny, you touched my life, good job, blah, 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 right? Somebody's going to come in and be a hater. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to happen. Like, someone's going to come in and have a difference of opinion and just not enjoy my content because maybe they're looking for something, or, they weren't receptive to it, in the mind space that they're in. And I feel like people who I'm actually speaking to are just on a different mindset. And that's cool. I accept that by being on a platform like YouTube, I'm going to run across people who are not on my same vibration, who are not on my frequency. I'm going to meet some low vibrational people, and I'm going to meet some people that are just, they get it. I don't need to explain. And my job, even though that I get the negative comments, my job for me is always to still give love, no matter what. No matter what comes back to me, to still and always give love, because that's my assignment. I have to accept that, not everybody's going to vibrate the same, okay? So for those of you who did see the video and did make the negative comments, I don't have any ill will towards anyone. I just want to say that I do take accountability that my message could have been presented in a different way that didn't call anybody out. However, um, I am glad that I did put the video out for me to get that feedback in order for me to come to that realization. I would have not come to that realization and thought that process through and thought of ways that I could have done better if that had not happened. So I'm still going to say thank you, for the comments, because I was able to look at the comments and say, all right, there must be something in my approach that could have been handled differently, because there's a lot of negativity, and I know that I'm very intentional with my messaging. When I do my messaging, when I put words out there, they are filled with love and light. That's where they come from, because I'm a person of love and light. And for those of you who saw more than that one video, I don't know why that video is out as if that's the only video I've ever made. Like out of 100%, like 98 of percent of my content is either like poetry or me being silly or me traveling or me just having fun or me being motivational or something to that effect. So I don't know. I guess that's how it goes. Our world seems to thrive off of negativity, and I guess those are the videos, unfortunately, that seem to get promoted when a lot of people are commenting and it's drama. But I do want to say, for those of you who are visiting my channel, that's not how I operate, and you probably you probably won't see any more videos where I'm like mentioning like influencers' names that I have a difference of opinion. I think that I'd rather focus on the actual message, which is to remind people that it's not right, it's not fair to generalize men or women into negative categories, regardless of what our experiences are with them, okay? So I just wanted to get that out there. I'm going to go back into the poetry now, but I'm at a point in my life where I have to speak my mind. I can't be worried about, oh, well, let me not say this because, someone may have a difference of opinion. I just have to accept that will happen. I accept that there will be some negative people coming to me, coming at me. I accept that there will also be some positive people coming to me and telling me how I've impacted them in a positive way. And I choose the greater good. I choose love and light. Okay? So, back to the poetry. You know what? In light of that, I'm going to read you something. This is my favorite chapter in the book. Chapter 26 of The Words of My Soul. So it looks like this. This book is available on Amazon. The chapter 26 is my favorite chapter. And it is called Great Minds. The mind of a queen. You had a bad day. You came in the house and said nothing. You took off your clothes, sat on the couch, and picked up the remote. No kiss hello. No verbal hello. Nothing. You need silence to gather your thoughts, so I am quiet. I pour you a drink. You need a strong one. Dinner will be ready soon. I set the drink on the table in front of you and walk away. You needed that. But you don't want to drink alone. I pour myself the same drink. You want me here, but you're not ready to talk. I sit beside you. Salut, I say. And you pick up your drink and say the same. You're ready to talk now, and as always, I am ready to listen. The mind of a king. My mind was heavy today. My patience grew thin, and there was a sense of rage within me I did not foresee. I don't know exactly what I need, but I know that I want to be in the comfort of my own surroundings. She sees me. I don't have the words to greet her. I need to first remove my clothes from the day and compose my thoughts. Maybe there is something on television to distract me. My stomach feels empty. She walks over towards me with a drink in her hand, but I only see one. Her presence soothes me. I want her to, wow, she's in my head. She approaches me with another drink and sits next to me, as I hoped she would. The first word she says to me is salut, and I hold up my drink and repeat the same back to her. I sigh in relief and begin to tell her about my day. Thanks, Derek. Comments from the author. It is very important to understand your partner. Oftentimes we react based on our own insecurities, causing a situation to escalate into something completely different. How many of you played the role of the queen? You were cooking, cleaning, and taking care of your home. Your king arrives home and does not speak. Instead, he goes straight to the bedroom and shuts the door. Or maybe he sits in a room adjacent to where you are and still says nothing. Some people take offense to this type of behavior. I urge you to allow yourself to see the bigger picture. The thoughts of men lie deep within, and it takes a certain level of comfortability for them to surface. In order to hear them, you must be present. You must learn and understand the nature of your partner and what your partner needs. I understand that your initial reaction could be emotional, but you must understand that the communication between a man and a woman must begin with logic in order to be received. Read the poem again and pay attention to his thoughts. He is not upset with his queen. In fact, he is looking forward to coming home and being in her presence. He was overwhelmed by his day and is within his rights to take a moment to process and enjoy the peace of his home. Imagine if she took a different approach. Can you envision her asking him why he didn't speak right away when he came home? Can you picture her calling him rude? Sometimes the best thing that you can do as a partner is be still, wait, be patient. This is your partner. Give your partner the opportunity to embrace the peace of his home, especially if you are unclear about the events that may or may not have taken place during the course of the day. Now, you know why that poem is my favorite? Because it brings things to the surface that are going on in this world like crazy. There are so many people that jump the gun. There are so many people that make assumptions. There are so many people that their partner comes home, instead of saying like, hey, how was your day? Or being in tune, just being in tune with your partner and recognizing, you know what, the energy is off. It looks like my babe had a bad day. You know, let me make some food. Let me like get a drink. Let me create a space where my partner can be vulnerable. And I have to say, I don't think that there are enough I don't think that there are enough people that think about other people. You know what I mean? I don't think that there are enough people that are in relationships that think about their partner before they think about their own emotions, before they go to their own insecurities. There are so many instances where a man will come home and because he doesn't speak, a woman might start complaining or reacting or arguing or something. And I just don't think that that's fair partnership. I don't think that, it's fair to not give your partner the opportunity to sigh, be relieved that he's home now. You have sometimes no idea what people battle when they're not in your presence. And that's not just men, it applies to women too. You have no idea sometimes what people go through when they are not with you. So it makes sense as a partner in a relationship. The beauty of a relationship is supposed to be where you have someone that's in tune with you, you have someone that's your person, and they can come to you about anything, and you can go to your person about anything. There should be no point where your partner feels overwhelmed by you too before they cross the door, then open the door and come all the way in the home. And I think that a lot of people get in relationships and you're not vibrating on the same frequency. You want this and your partner wants something completely different. And now you're going to clash because a partnership, a relationship should be about aligned values. It's about alignment. Alignment of values, of energy. Your vision should be so clear. And if your partner is feeling some kind of way, you should feel that. I can feel when something's wrong with my king. I feel it. And I don't have to be in his presence. That's how connected we are. And that took a lot of time and patience and learning who I am and learning what value I add. And the same goes for him. And when you do that and when you take that time to know exactly like who you are and what you want, and you have someone that wants similar things, has their own, thing going on individually, but can collectively come together and build something. That is powerful. That is beautiful. And I think it pushes a button. It will awaken something in me when I hear someone generalize men. Because I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? Because it negates my man. You feel me? It negates what I've seen, the beauty that I've seen that can come from pain. You understand? So I know I keep kind of going back to that in a way because I am self-reflecting, and it is an important subject to me for us to work on expressing our pain. For me, I express my pain through writing. I write poetry, I write prose, I've written rants where I'm just like, and I've written notes to myself. Um, Sometimes, just to kind of give you guys a tip before I end this live, sometimes when you go through something painful, right? Someone really like betrayed your trust, or maybe there are people, a lot of people who have betrayed your trust, and you go through these things, and you have this on your mind. Sometimes it's difficult to let that go, but I'm telling you, you gotta let it go, because you're gonna miss out on so many opportunities to love and be loved. What is this life without love? What is the point without being able to love someone and have that love reciprocated back to you? It's not through pain, it's not through anger, it's not through being negative. It's by being able to let it go. And one of the ways that you could let something go or attempt to, this is just like a solution, that This is something you could try. Um, write a letter. Write a letter to the person or the people who hurt you. And this letter is not for that person, it's for you. It's for you to write out everything you feel, why you're so angry, why you feel so betrayed, why you're so mad. Write it down. Write down that she betrayed your trust. Write down that you don't appreciate that he lied to you. Write down that you don't appreciate, that she used you. Write down that you don't appreciate that he cheated on you. Write those things down. And after you write those things down, after you get it all out, and you can say the good, you can put all the things you did. I did these things. I gave my heart. I gave my soul. Everything that you did, everything that you put in, write it all down. And when you're done writing that letter, it's done. You gotta let that go. You take a match, you take the letter, you set the letter on fire, and when by the time the last flame burns out, you have to let that go. Okay? That is just a tool that you could use or you could try. For those of you who have gone through these situations, maybe you're going through a divorce now. Maybe it's like you're going back and forth and it's just hard and you're arguing and you're doing these things. Listen, we are here to love and be loved. We are here to be happy and experience happiness. And it's very difficult to do that when we are on a low vibration. So it's you can't do anything about what somebody else does, right? You can't control their actions and what they do. But you can control yours. And you can control what you allow to happen in your life. You can. Sometimes you may forget that you have that power. And sometimes you allow people to think that they have that power over you. Let me tell you, you have to stand in your power and you have to understand that in life there will be good and there will be bad. You have to accept that both will occur. There is no day without night. There is no good without bad. There is no pain without love, because that's how you know the difference. How do you presume to know what love is if you don't experience pain first? And it's very unfortunate about all the people who suffer from domestic abuse, all the people who suffer from mental health issues because of all the pain and not knowing what outlets they have and not knowing how to deal with this pain and this stress and this hurt and this anger. You understand? So I get all of that. I'm just saying that the solution for that is not with more pain and is not through putting out more negativity. The solution for that is going within and reminding yourself who you are, understanding who you are, and knowing what you want. So that way when you meet people, you can make sure that they're aligned and on your same vibrational frequency. Because a lot of times they're not. And that instinct, that thought that you have, you're like, I'm not sure, that's your intuition. A lot of us don't listen to it. I know I didn't for a long time. For years, I didn't listen. It's in my writings. There's so many writings that I have of people that were doing bad things to me, or I was allowing these people to do bad things to me, and it's all in my writings. Friendships that I had with people who I allowed them to make me feel a certain way. They did not value me, but I kept them around. You should never keep people around you who are not adding value to you. You should not be the only person adding value in a relationship. There should be reciprocity. You understand? So, the lesson for today is this. Before we use our words, which are spells, by the way, before we use our words to put more pain and negativity out in the world, I challenge you to start here first. Start with self. Start with knowing where you could take accountability in the situation. Because I guarantee you, there's a there's a role that you played. There's a part in there. Either you allowed something to happen. There's a choice that you made to connect with this person. There's a choice that you made to keep someone around, knowing that you don't trust them. Knowing you don't trust them. But there's a decision you made to keep a person around you. So with all this passing blame, right? All this, men are this or women are this, and don't talk to men and don't talk to women and this and that. Listen, start here first. Start here. Why did you allow someone to mistreat you? I asked myself that question. It's a very, very uncomfortable question that I asked myself. And I was like, man, maybe I don't feel like I should be loved. I thought that about myself. And then as I self-reflected and I wrote, I said, wait a minute, we can't have you thinking that way. That's not true. Sometimes I have to look in the mirror sometimes and tell myself, girl, you are beautiful. What are you doing with this? What are you doing? You are beautiful. Not just like beautiful on the outside, but your heart is beautiful. You all you want to do is help people. All you want to do is heal people. All you want to do is spread love and light. All you want to do is see the best in people. Even though they show you the darkest, but you still figure out a way to see some kind of light. You deserve to be loved. You deserve not to feel like this. You deserve to not look like this. Do your hair. I would tell myself this, guys. I would tell myself that. I'd be like, Destiny, like, what's going on with your hair? Why does it look like a bird's nest? Why are you walking around looking like this? This is a low vibration. And what do you think you're going to attract, Destiny? I told myself these things. That's why I'm very passionate when I tell people, especially women, I urge you to just look from within and have that conversation with self. And ask yourself, what did I allow to happen? And what vibration was I on? And why did I make these choices? And where I am now, why don't I like where I am now? Where did it come? Because wherever you are right now, it's because of a series of decisions that you made. Period, point blank. Yeah, absolutely. Allow individuals around you that value your presence, vice versa. Exactly. People should be adding value to you, and you should be adding value to people. Like, period. Reciprocity. That's all it is, guys. And I'm telling you, when you learn to let that pain go, it opens up more opportunities. I had to let a lot of people go. I had to remove a lot of people from my life, friends, relationships. I had to remove a lot of people because the more I started to learn self, the more I realized that I had people around me that did not serve me. I had people around me that did not want me to be successful. They did not care about my betterment. They did not care about my choices. They did not want the best outcomes for me. They only wanted what I could give, and I gave it because I'm conditioned. I'm built that way. That's how I was made, and I am grateful that no matter what I went through, that you always got a fresh start. However, I developed um, the spiritual side of me. I've developed so much metaphysically, spiritually, physically, that energy, everything is energy to me, so I can feel the energy. I know what should not be around me, and I don't allow it to penetrate at all. I don't allow it to deter me from my path at all. I can recognize it. When I'm in a room and someone comes towards me, I can recognize whether that energy serves me or doesn't serve me. If someone comes into a room and is talking to my person or around my person, I can recognize that energy does not serve my king. Go away. You feel me? I recognize it because I know who I am. I know what love and light looks like. And I know what darkness looks like. And you know how I know what darkness looks like? Because I was dark before. I was dark before. There's no light without dark. There's no such thing as a person that's always like you're always. I was in the darkness. I allowed myself to be pulled in the darkness. So I know what it looks like. And I know how to get out of it. Because I got out of it. You feel me? There were so many tumultuous situations that I went through from childhood to adulthood. Some that I had no control over because I was a child, and some I did have control over. Yet I still allowed to happen. However, I made it. I made it. I'm alive. And every day that I'm alive is an opportunity for me to continue to spread love and light. Work in solutions. We all know we all know that there's problems in the world, but how often do we talk about the solutions? Because it's not just by going at each other like, oh, it's not that. That's not the solution. The solution is through love. If you start with love and you end with love, the solution is in the middle. I thank you guys for attending. I thank you for your words, Derek. You said a privilege to be in one another's presence. An unconditional approach. Exactly. Exactamente. For real. Like, it is. It is. It's a privilege. And if we start looking at it that way, like, I feel like things will be better. They will start to get better. I hope to grow this channel. I hope to invest in my assignment, which is to give you my words and to put positivity out there. Regardless of what comes back to me, I know at the end of the day, my end goal, my end outcome, I'll always come out on top because I am speaking to you through intent. It's intentional. Me going live, me talking to you, me reading my poetry, me being vulnerable with you, that is intentional. For you to feel me so you can understand that we need love and light. We need some original, just love and light. You feel me? Like, people who take accountability, express themselves, have an opinion, don't stifle your creativity, don't hold back your voice. If you have something to say, I encourage you to say it because I'm telling you, I was the person that didn't say anything. I allowed so many things to happen because I wasn't talking. But I'm not here to be a doormat. I'm not here to be a punching bag. However, I have been gifted with the ability to take the blows if I have to in order to get the positivity out there. And I'm going to do it. So, thank you so much. On that note, I'm out. Love and light.